We'll expose the biggest myths that marketers and executives tell themselves, and we'll show you exactly why most of the ads you see are a colossal waste of money. The story of where that money really goes and what it actually accomplishes is one the big brands hope you never hear, but you're going to hear it today. Let's start with a number so big it's almost hard to grasp, over $1 trillion. That's the staggering scale of what companies spend on global advertising every year. It's an ocean of cash flowing from corporate bank accounts into the pockets of ad agencies, media giants, and tech companies. And in today's world, there's one obsession that trumps everything else: return on investment, or ROI. In fact, a staggering 83% of marketing leaders in 2024 said that demonstrating ROI was their number one priority, a huge jump from just 5 years ago. On the surface, this sounds like a good thing. It sounds responsible. It sounds like smart business. But here's the problem. This relentless focus on easily measurable short-term returns has created what many insiders now call an effectiveness crisis. In the desperate scramble to prove their worth, marketing departments are abandoning the very thing that builds sustainable, profitable businesses: the brand itself. They're sacrificing long-term health for short-term gains, fueling a cycle of waste and diminishing returns. Their entire strategy is often based on myths, and it's time we shattered them. First up is the oldest myth in the book: that brand advertising is immeasurable, that it's the fluffy stuff, about feelings and awareness, things you can't pin down on a spreadsheet. You'll hear marketers say that unlike performance ads where you can track every click, brand advertising is like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping it sticks. This isn't just wrong. It's a dangerous excuse that leads companies to underfund the most critical part of their marketing. Here's the thing. The problem isn't that brand advertising is unmeasurable, it's that most marketers are measuring the wrong stuff. They're stuck looking at vague ideas like brand recall in expensive, slow surveys. The real impact of brand advertising isn't found in what people say, it's found in what they do. The proof is in their behavior. Smart marketers know this. They're not just looking at clicks, they're monitoring real behavioral shifts. For instance, are more people typing your brand name directly into Google instead of a generic term like running shoes? That shift from a generic to a branded search is a direct result of strong brand building. What about the click-through rates on your other ads? Studies show clear differences in how audiences who've seen brand advertising engage with ads compared to those who haven't. The group that saw your brand video is now more likely to click your search ad. That's not a coincidence. It's a measurable impact. When you measure it correctly, the results are powerful. Companies that take these data-driven approaches have seen brand consideration leap by 20% and marketing-driven customer growth jump by 15%. So why does the myth persist? Because tracking clicks is easy. It gives you a neat, clean dashboard that looks impressive to a CEO who doesn't know any better. Measuring real shifts in consumer behavior takes more work and sophistication. It's just easier to stick with the mirage of simple numbers than to face the complex reality of how a brand is truly built. This leads us straight to the second and maybe most damaging myth: the belief that performance marketing, with its instant, trackable results, is automatically better than brand marketing. The logic is seductive. I put $1 in and I see $2 in sales come out. Why would I spend money anywhere else? This is the gospel of last-click attribution, the model that gives 100% of the credit for a sale to the very last ad a customer clicked. And it is fundamentally wrong. Thinking that clicks and conversions are all that matter is like believing the person who bags your groceries is solely responsible for your decision to shop at that store. It ignores the entire journey that brought you there. Consider this. Some analyses show that around 30% of all paid search traffic is a direct result of brand and other upper funnel marketing. Another huge chunk is driven by things that have nothing to do with that final ad, like seasonal trends or customer loyalty. This means that the last click model, which so many companies base their budgets on, can overstate the importance of that final click by 2 to 10 times. Those spikes in sales you see from a big performance campaign, they mostly just affect the timing of a purchase, not the decision to make it in the first place. You are essentially paying to capture a customer who was already on their way. Your brand did the convincing. The ad just happened to be the last thing they clicked. Think of it this way. Brand marketing is like watering a tree. It's a consistent, long-term effort that makes the whole thing strong and healthy. Performance marketing is like sending someone to pick the fruit. If you stop watering the tree to hire more fruit pickers, you'll have a great harvest for a little while. But soon the tree will wither, the fruit will stop growing, and your harvesters will have nothing to do. This is exactly what happens to companies that go all in on performance. They are harvesting demand, not creating it. And eventually the demand runs out. And all this leads to the third big lie, that spending on your brand is just an expense, a cost of doing business, rather than what it truly is, one of the most powerful investments a company can make. In boardrooms everywhere, brand building is often seen as a luxury, the first thing to be cut when times get tough. This is a catastrophic financial mistake. A strong, consistent brand is a direct engine for financial performance. The evidence is overwhelming. Companies that maintain a consistent brand presentation across all their platforms see their revenue increase by up to 23%. Why? Because a strong brand builds trust, and trust is a mental shortcut for consumers. In a world of infinite choice, a trusted brand makes the decision to buy easier. This trust also translates directly into pricing power. People consistently pay more for products from brands they perceive as having higher value. That Apple logo or Nike swoosh aren't just symbols, they are tangible assets that command a premium. And the ROI of branding doesn't stop there. It creates a chain reaction of positive financial outcomes. It fuels word of mouth recommendations, the most effective and cheapest marketing on the planet. It increases your overall reach, making every other part of your marketing funnel more effective and less expensive. Most importantly, it transforms customers into loyal advocates. Viewing brand spend as a cost is like a farmer viewing seeds as a cost instead of the very source of the future harvest. It's a fundamental failure to understand the mechanics of growth. If brand spending isn't the black hole it's made out to be, then where is the money being wasted? To understand that, we need to look at the effectiveness of different advertising channels. The reality is that ROI isn't a single number. It's a wildly diverse landscape where some channels deliver incredible returns while others barely break even. Let's start with the high flyers. Believe it or not, email marketing remains one of the undisputed kings, with many studies showing an average ROI in the range of $36 to $42 for every dollar spent. Right behind it is search engine optimization, or SEO. By creating valuable content, you can earn an average ROI of over $22 for every dollar invested. And even influencer marketing, when done right, delivers solid results, bringing in around $5.20 for every dollar spent. Then we have the reliable performers. Paid search like Google Ads typically generates about $2 in revenue for every $1 spent, making it a profitable part of the mix. And get this, even direct mail, the stuff in your physical mailbox, continues to show a surprisingly high ROI, with some marketers reporting it as their best performing channel. But not all channels are created equal, and some of the biggest names are showing signs of strain. Meta's platforms like Facebook and Instagram have become far more expensive and competitive. Many advertisers report that the sky-high returns of a few years ago are much harder to achieve as the space becomes more saturated, and social media as a whole remains a puzzle, with half of all marketers admitting they still have immense difficulty measuring its ROI accurately. The bigger picture is that the median ROI for a successful ad campaign is a healthy 4.3 to 1, but median is the key word. The reality is a vast spectrum, and here's the most critical piece of info. More than half of all marketing ROI is generated in the long term, not the short term. Some analyses suggest upper funnel brand tactics are significantly more effective over the long run than their lower funnel performance counterparts. So when a company cuts its brand budget because it isn't seeing an immediate return, it is actively sabotaging its own future. So, with $1 trillion being spent and ROIs all over the map, who are the real winners? It's not just the companies with the biggest budgets, it's the ones with the most strategic, integrated, and patient approaches. They are the ones who have rejected the myths. These companies treat brand and performance marketing not as competitors, but as two parts of a single engine. They use brand activities to create demand, then deploy performance tactics to capture it. They get results today while building a stronger company for tomorrow. The winners invest consistently in their brand, knowing it pays off in lower customer acquisition costs, higher conversion rates, and premium pricing power. They use sophisticated models that go beyond the last click, allowing them to see how a brand video seen 3 months ago influenced a purchase today. This deep understanding can lead to efficiency gains of up to 30% and grow revenue by up to 10%, often without spending an extra dollar. The losers are the companies that have fallen for the myths. They are the short term thinkers chained to the flawed model of last click attribution. They are constantly chasing the next click while their brand equity slowly erodes. They create a vicious cycle where their declining brand strength makes it more expensive to acquire customers, which puts more pressure on them to focus on short term metrics, further starving the brand. Most concerningly, the losers are often led by executives who panic during economic uncertainty. There is a worrying trend showing that CEO and CFO support for long term brand investment is declining, dropping 11 percentage points in just 1 year. These are the leaders who slash brand budgets at the first sign of a downturn, precisely when maintaining brand presence is most critical. They condemn their companies to a future of fighting for scraps in the hyper competitive, low margin world of performance marketing. If you've ever felt that an ad was manipulative or that a brand wasn't being straight with you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that this is a conversation worth having. And I want to hear from you. Comment below with the most ridiculous, misleading, or just plain ineffective ad you've ever seen. Let's expose them together. And of course, if you want to stay ahead of the corporate tricks and understand the real forces shaping your world, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.